And if you don't know me, just in the event you don't, I am starting a new thing where every day before the actual Fortnite stuff begins, I will be reading a chapter of a book. Now, at the end of the book, it and all of these stream montages will be edited into a video. And today, we're starting with arguably what a lot of people consider to be one of the best fantasy books of all time. Probably the best fantasy book of all time. Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. Chapter 1. The Boy Who Lived. Mr. and Mrs. Dursley, of number 4 Privet Drive, were proud to say that they were perfectly normal, thank you very much. They were the last people you'd expect to be involved in anything strange or mysterious because they just didn't hold much with such nonsense. Mr. Dursley was the director of a firm called Grunnings, which made drills. He was a big, beefy man with hardly any neck, although he did have a very large mustache. Mrs. Dursley was thin and blonde and had nearly twice the usual amount of neck, which came in very useful as she spent so much time craning over garden fences spying on the neighbors. The Dursleys had a small son called Dudley, and in their opinion, there was no finer boy anywhere. The Dursleys had everything they wanted, but they also had a secret, and their greatest fear was that somebody would discover it. They didn't think they could bear it if anyone found out about the Potters. Mrs. Potter was Mrs. Dursley's sister, but they hadn't met for several years, in fact. Mrs. Dursley pretended she didn't have a sister because her sister and her good-for-nothing husband were as un-Dursleyish as it was possible to be. The Dursleys shuddered to think what the neighbors would say if...
Listening intensely.
Jesus. Where was I at? The Dursleys shuddered to think what the neighbors would say if the Potters arrived in the street. The Dursleys knew that the Potters had a small son too, but they had never seen him. This boy was another good reason for keeping the Potters away. They didn't want Dudley mixing with a child like that. When Mr. and Mrs. Dursley woke up on the dull gray Tuesday, our story starts. Oh, wow. Fourth wall break, I'd never noticed. Ugh. There,
HMM Potters.
Potters, yes. There was nothing about the cloudy sky outside to happen to, to suggest that strange, mysterious things would soon be happening all over the country. Mr. Dursley hummed as he picked out his most boring tie for work, and Mrs. Dursley gossiped away happily as she rustled a screaming Dudley into his high chair. None of them noticed a large, tawny owl flutter past the window. At 8:30, Mr. Dursley... Shut up! Mr. Dursley picked up his briefcase, pecked Mrs. Dursley on the cheek, and tried to kiss Dudley goodbye, but missed, because Dudley was now having a tantrum and throwing his cereal at the walls. Little tyke, chortled Mr.
Phew.
Dursley as he left the house. He got into his car and backed out of number 4's drive. It was on the corner of the
Mouths.
street that he noticed the first sign of something peculiar, a cat reading a map. For a second, Mr. Dursley didn't realize what he had seen, and then jerked his head around to look again. There was a tabby cat standing on the corner of Privet Drive, but there wasn't a map in sight. What could he have been thinking of? It must have been a trick of the light. Mr. Dursley blinked and stared at the cat. It stared back. As Mr. Dursley drove around the corner and up the road, he watched the cat in his mirror. It was now reading the sign that said Privet Drive. No, looking at the sign. Cats couldn't read maps or signs. Mr. Dursley gave himself a little shake and put the cat out of his mind. As he drove toward town, he thought of nothing except a large order of drills he was hoping to get that day. But on the edge of town, drills were driven out of his mind by something else. As he sat in the usual morning traffic jam, he couldn't help noticing that there seemed to be a lot of strangely dressed people about.
Cat.
People in cloaks. Mr. Dursley couldn't bear people who dressed in funny cloaks. The get-ups, cat emoji. That didn't even register in my headphones. I just noticed it out of the corner of my eye. Mr. Dursley couldn't bear people who dressed in funny clothes. The get-up he saw in young people. He supposed this was some stupid new fashion. He drummed his fingers on the steering wheel, and his eyes fell on the huddle of weirdos standing quite close by. They were whispering excitedly together. Mr. Dursley was enraged to see that a couple of them weren't young at all. That man had to be older than he was, and he was wearing an emerald green Coca-Cola? Cloak, cloak with an L. The nerve of him. But then it struck Mr. Dursley that this was probably some silly stunt. Be it. The traffic moved on, and a few minutes later, Mr. Dursley arrived in the Runnings parking lot, his mind back on drills. Mr. Dursley always sat with his back to the window in his office on the ninth floor. If he hadn't, he might have found it harder to concentrate on drills that morning. He didn't see the owls swooping past in broad daylight, though people down in Main Street did. They pointed and gazed, open mouthed, as owl after owl sped overhead. Most of them had never seen an owl even at nighttime. Mr. Dursley, however, had a perfectly normal owl-free morning. He yelled at 5 different people, he made several important telephone calls, and shouted a bit more. He was in a very good mood until lunchtime, when he thought he'd stretch his legs and walk across the road to buy himself a bun from the bakery. He'd forgotten all about the people in the cloaks until he passed a group of them next to the baker's. He eyed them angrily as he passed. He didn't know why, but they made him uneasy. This bunch were whispering excitedly too, and they couldn't see a single thing collecting tin. He was on his way back past them, clutching a large donut in his bag, but he caught a few words of what they were saying. The Potters, that's right, that's what I
I heard
heard.
that someone called you an owl.
What did you hear someone called me? It didn't even. I have to open my phone to check that. It didn't register. New managing moderators can support your chat. Oh, cool. Wait, hold on. Does that mean I can?
Owl.
Huh. I didn't know I could do that. Yeah. Somebody did call me an owl one time. Who called me an owl? That's what I want to know. Who'd you hear? Mr. Dursley stopped dead. Fear flooded him. He looked back at the whispers as if he wanted to say something to them, but thought better of it. He dashed back across the road,
Hello.
hurried back up to his office. He looked back at the whisperers as if he wanted to say something to them. He dashed back across the road, hurried up to his office, snapped at his secretary not to disturb him, seized his cell phone, and almost finished dialing his home number when he changed his mind. He put the receiver back down and stroked his mustache, thinking, no, he was being stupid. Potter wasn't such an unusual name. He was sure there were lots of people called Potter who had a son called Harry. Coming to think about it, he wasn't even sure his nephew was called Harry. He'd never even seen the boy. It might have been Harvey or Harold. There was no point in worrying Miss Dursley. She always got so upset at any mention of her sister. He didn't blame her if he'd had a sister like that. But all the same, those people in cloaks. He found it a lot harder to concentrate on drills that afternoon, and when he left the building at 5 o'clock, he was still so worried that he walked straight into someone just outside the door. Sorry, he grunted as the tiny old man stumbled and almost fell. It was a few seconds before Mr. Dursley realized that the man was wearing a violet coke. I keep saying coke. Cloak. He didn't seem upset about almost being knocked to the ground. On the contrary, his face split into a wide smile, and he said in a squeaky voice that made passersby stare, "Don't be sorry, my dear sir, for nothing could upset me today. Rejoice, for you know who has gone at last. Even muggles like yourself should
Coke
be
cloak.
celebrating this happy, happy day." Coke cloak, Coke cloak, Coke should have a collab with the guys who make the Hogwarts cloaks, and we. And the old man hugged Mr. Dursley around the middle and walked off. Mr. Dursley stand rooted to the spot. He had been hugged by a complete stranger. He also thought he had been called a muggle, whatever that was. He was rattled. He hurried to his car and set off for home, hoping he was imagining things,
When
which
you
he had never
drink, one you
hoped.
wear.
Yeah, like it's a bag of Coke just in the form of a cloak that you can wear, and there's like a straw on the shoulder, and you can just yes, 3-day old Coca-Cola. I love it. As he pulled into the driveway of number 4, the first thing he saw, and it didn't improve his mood, was the tabby cat he'd spotted that morning. It was now sitting on his garden wall. He was sure it was the same one. It had the same marking around its eyes. Shoo! Said Mr. Dursley loudly. The cat didn't move. It just gave him a stern look. Was this normal cat behavior? Mr. Dursley wondered. Trying to pull himself together, he let himself into his house. He was determined not to mention anything to his wife. Mrs. Dursley had had a nice normal day. She told him over dinner all about Mrs. Next Door's problems with her daughter and how Dudley had learned a new word.
Sorry, go
Won't.
on.
Mr. Dursley tried to act normally. When Dudley had been put to bed, he went to the living room in time to catch the last report on the evening news. And finally, bird watchers everywhere have been reported that the nation's owls have been behaving very unusually today. Although owls normally hunt at night and are hardly ever seen in daylight, there have been hundreds of sightings of these birds in every direction since sunrise. Experts are unable to explain why the owls have suddenly changed their sleeping pattern. The newscaster allowed himself a grin. Most mysterious. And now over to Jim McGuffin with the weather. Going to be any more showers of owls tonight, Jim? Well, Ted, said the weatherman, I don't know about that, but it's not the only owls that have been acting oddly today. Viewers as far as Kent, Yorkshire, and Dundee have been phoning in to tell me that instead of the rain I promised yesterday, it had a downpour of shooting stars. Pe- Perhaps people have been celebrating a bonfire night early. It's not until next week, folks, but I can promise a wet night tonight. Mr. Dursley sat frozen in his armchair, shooting stars all over Britain, owls flying by daylight, mysterious people in cloaks all over the place, and a whisper about the Potters. Mrs. Dursley came into the living room, carrying 2 cups of tea. It was no good. He'd have to say something to her. He cleared his throat nervously. Petunia, dear, you haven't heard from your sister lately, have you? As he had expected, Mrs. Dursley looked shocked and angry. After all, they normally pretended she didn't have a sister. No, she said sharply. Why? Funny stuff on the news. Owls shooting stars, and there were a lot of funny people looking in town today. So, snapped Mrs. Dursley, well, I just thought maybe it was something to do with, her crowd. Mrs. Dursley sipped her tea through pursed lips. Mr. Dursley wondered whether he'd dare tell her he heard the name Potter. He decided he didn't dare. Instead, he said as casually as he could, their son. He'd be about Dudley's age now, wouldn't he? I suppose so, said Mrs. Dursley stiffly. What's his name again? Howard, isn't it? Harry. Nasty common name, if you ask me. Oh, yes, said Mr. Dursley, his heart sinking horribly. Yes, I quite agree. He didn't say dare. He didn't dare. He didn't say another word on the subject as he went upstairs to bed. While Mrs. Dursley was in the bathroom, Mr. Dursley crept to the bedroom window and peered down into the front garden. The cat was still there. It was staring down Privet Drive as though it were waiting for something. Was he imagining things? Could all of this have anything to do with the Potters? If he did, if it got out that they were related to a pair of, well, he didn't think he could bear it. The Dursleys got to bed. Mrs. Dursley fell asleep quickly, but Mr. Dursley lay awake, turning it all over in his mind. His last comforting thought before he fell asleep was that even if the Potters were involved, there was no reason for them to come near him and Mrs. Dursley. The Potters knew very well that he and Petunia. The Potters knew well what he and Petunia thought about them and their kind. He couldn't see how he and Petunia could get mixed up in anything that might be going on. He yawned and turned over. It couldn't affect them. How very wrong he was. Mr. Dursley might have been drifting into an uneasy sleep, but the cat on the wall outside was showing no signs of sleepiness. It was sitting as still as a statue, its eyes fixed unblinkingly on the far corner of Privet Drive. It didn't so much as quiver when a car door slammed on the next street, nor when 2 owls swooped overhead. In fact, it was nearly midnight before the cat moved at all. A man appeared on the corner the cat had been watching. Appeared so suddenly and silently, You'd have thought he'd just popped out of the ground. The cat's tail twitched and its eyes narrowed. Nothing like this man had ever been seen on Privet Drive. He was tall, thin, and very old. Judging by the silver of his hair and his beard, which were both long enough to duck into his belt, he was wearing long robes, a purple cloak that swept to the ground, and high-heeled buckled boots. His blue eyes were light, bright, and sparkling behind the half-moon spectacles, and his nose was very long and crooked, as though it had been broken at least twice. This man's name was Albus Dumbledore. Albus Dumbledore didn't seem to realize that he had just arrived in a street where everything from his name to his boots were unwelcome. He was busy rummaging in his cloak, looking for something, but he did not seem to realize he was being watched, because he looked up suddenly at the cat, which was still staring at him from the other end of the street for some reason. The sight of the cat seemed to amuse him. He chuckled at him and muttered, "I should have known." He found what he was looking for in his inside pocket. It seemed to be a silver cigarette lighter. He flicked it open, held it up to the air, and clicked it. The nearest street lamp went out with a little pop. He clicked again. The next lamp flickered into the darkness. 12 times as he clicked the put-outer, until the only lights left on the street were two tiny pinpricks in the distance, which were the eyes of the cat watching him. If anyone looked out the window now, even beady-eyed Mrs. Dursley, they wouldn't be able to see anything that was happening down on the pavement. Dumbledore slipped out the put-outer back inside his cloak and set off down the street toward number 4, where he sat down on the wall next to the cat. He didn't look at it, but after a moment he spoke to it. "Fancy seeing you here, Professor McGonagall." He turned to smile at the tabby, but it had gone. Instead, he was smiling at a rather severe-looking woman who was wearing square glasses, exactly the shape of the markings the cat had around its eyes. She, too, was wearing a cloak, an emerald one. Her black hair was drawn into a tight bun. She looked distinctly ruffled. "How did you know it was me?" she asked so stiffly. "My dear Professor, I've never seen a cat sit so stiffly." "You'd be stiff if you'd been sitting on a brick wall all day," said Professor McGonagall. "All day? When you could have been celebrating? I must have passed a dozen feasts and parties on my way here." Professor McGonagall sniffed angrily. "Oh, yes, everyone's celebrating all right," she said impatiently. "You'd think they'd be a bit more careful, but no, even the Muggles have noticed something's going on. It was on their news." She jerked her head back at the Dursley Stark living room window. "I heard it. Flocks of owls shooting stars? Well, they're not completely unheard of, but they're bound to notice something. Shooting stars down in Kent. I'll bet that was Daedalus Diggle. You never have much sense. You can't blame them," said Dumbledore gently. "We've had precious little to celebrate for 11 years. "I know that," said Professor McGonagall irritably, "but that's no reason to lose our heads. People are being downright careless out on the streets in broad daylight, not even dressed in Muggle clothes. Fluffing rumors." She threw a sharp, sideways glance at Dumbledore here, as though he was going to tell her something, but he didn't. So she went on. "A fine thing would be if, on the very day you-know-who seems to have disappeared at last, the Muggles found out about us at all. I suppose he really has gone, Dumbledore." "It certainly seems so," said Dumbledore. "We have much to be thankful for. Would you care for a lemon drop?" "A what?" "A lemon drop. They're a kind of Muggle sweet I'm rather fond of." "Jesus Christ, that's a cat!" "Cheddarbob! Cheddarbob! 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 Dude, dude, get out from there. Cheddarbob!" "All right, fine. Stay." "Oh, that's my controller." "No, thank you," said Professor McGonagall coldly, as though she didn't know that this moment. She didn't think that this was the moment for lemon drops. "As I say, even if you know who has gone, my dear Professor was surely a sensible person like yourself to call, yeah, can call him by his name. All this you-know-who nonsense for 11 years. I've been trying to persuade people to call him by his proper name, Voldemort." Professor McGonagall flinched, but Dumbledore, who was unsticking 2 lemon drops, seemed not to notice. "It gets so confusing as if we keep saying you-know-who. I've never seen any reason to be frightened of saying Voldemort's name. I'm gonna get the cat. Hi. How you doing, buddy?" "That way." That way, please. Thank you. And close the door. Alright, back to the book. I know you haven't, said Professor McGonagall, sounding half exasperated, half admiring. But you're different. Everyone knows you're the only one. You know who. Oh, all right. Voldemort was frightened of. You flatter me, said Dumbledore calmly. Voldemort had powers I will never have. Only because you're too, well, noble to use them. It's lucky it's dark. I haven't blushed so much since Madame Pomfrey told me she liked my new earmuffs. Professor McGonagall shot a sharp look at Dumbledore and said, "The owls are nothing next to the rumors that are flying around. You know what everyone's saying about why he's disappeared, about what finally stopped him?" It seemed that Professor McGonagall had reached the point she was most anxious to discuss, the real reason she had been waiting on a cold, hard wall all day. For neither cat nor for neither as a cat nor as a woman had she fixed Dumbledore with such a pickering stare as she did now. It was plain that whatever everyone was saying, eh, she was not going to believe it until Dumbledore told her it was true. Dumbledore, however, was choosing for the lemon drop and did not answer. What they're saying, she pressed on, is that last night Voldemort turned up in Godric's Hollow. He went to find the Potters. The rumors that Lily and James Potter are that they're dead. Dumbledore bowed his head. Professor McGonagall gasped. Lily and James. Oh, I can't believe it. I don't want to believe it. Oh, Albus. Dumbledore reached out and patted her on the shoulder. I know, he said heavily. Professor McGonagall's voice trembled on as she went on. That's not all. They're saying he tried to kill the Potter's son, Harry, but he couldn't. He couldn't kill that little boy. No one knows why or how. But they're saying that when he couldn't kill Harry, Potter, Voldemort's powers somehow broke, and that's why he's gone. Dumbledore nodded glumly. It's true, faltered Professor McGonagall. After all he's done, all the people he's killed, he couldn't kill a little boy. It's just astounding. Of all the things to stop him, but how in the name of heaven did Harry survive? We can only guess, said Dumbledore. We may never know. Professor McGonagall pulled out a lace handkerchief and dabbed her eyes beneath her spectacles. Dumbledore gave a great sniff as he took a golden watch from his pocket and examined it. It was a very odd watch. It had 12 hands, but no numbers. Instead, little planets were moving around the edge. Must have made sense to Dumbledore, though, because he put it back in his pocket and said, Hagrid's late. I suppose it was he who told you I'd be here, by the way. Yes, said Professor McGonagall. And I don't suppose you're going to tell me why you're here, of all places? I've come to bring Harry to his aunt and uncle. They're the only family he has left now. You can't mean the people who live here, cried Professor McGonagall, jumping to her feet and pointing at number 4. Dumbledore, you can't. I've been watching them all day. You couldn't find two people who were less like us, and they've got his son. I saw him kicking his mother all the way up the street, screaming for sweets. Harry Potter, come and live here? It's the best place for him, said Dumbledore firmly. His aunt and uncle will be able to explain everything to him when he's older. I've written them a letter. A letter? Repeated Professor McGonagall faintly, sitting back down on the wall. Really, Dumbledore, you think you can explain all this in a letter? These people will never understand him. He'll be famous, a legend. I wouldn't be surprised if today he was known as Harry Potter. I wouldn't be surprised if today was known as Harry Potter Day in the future. There will be books written about Harry. Every child in our world will know his name. Exactly, said Dumbledore, looking very seriously over the top of his half-moon glasses. It would be enough to turn any boy's head, famous before he can walk and talk, famous for something he won't even remember. Can't you see how much better off he'll be growing up away from all that until he's ready to take it? And Professor McGonagall opened her mouth, changed her mind, swallowed, and then said, Yes, you're right. Of course. But how's the boy getting here, Dumbledore? She eyed his cloak suddenly. Why did my phone just turn on? Ooh, I'm confused. She eyed his cloak suddenly, as though he might be hiding Harry underneath it. Hagrid's bringing him. You think it wise to trust Hagrid with something as important as this? I would trust Hagrid with my life, said Dumbledore. I'm not saying his heart is in the right place, said Professor McGonagall grudgingly, but you can't pretend he's not careless. He does tend to... What was that? A low rumbling sound had broken the silence around them. It grew steadily and louder as they looked up and down the street for some sign of a headlight. It swelled to a roar as they both looked up to the sky, and a huge motorcycle fell out of the air and landed on the road right in front of them. If the motorcycle was huge, it was nothing to the man sitting astride it. It was almost twice as tall as a normal man, and at least 5 times as wide. He simply looked too big to be allowed, and so wild, long tangles of bushy black hair and beard hid most of his face. He had hands the size of trash can lids, and his feet in their leather boots were like baby dolphins. In his vast, muscular arms, he was holding a bundle of blankets. Hagrid, said Dumbledore, sounding relieved. At last. And where did you get that motorcycle? Borrowed it, Professor Dumbledore, sir, said the giant, climbing carefully off the motorcycle as he spoke. Young Sirius Black lent it to me. I've got him, sir. No problem. No problems, were there? No, sir. But the house was almost destroyed, but I got him out all right before the muggles started swarming around. He fell asleep as we were flying over Bristol. Dumbledore and Professor McGonagall bent forward over the bundle of blankets. Inside, just visible, was a baby boy, fast asleep. Under a tuft of jet black hair over his forehead, they could see a curiously shaped cut like a bolt of lightning. Is that where? Was Professor McGonagall? Yes, said Dumbledore. He'll have that scar forever. Couldn't you do something about it, Dumbledore? Even if I could, I wouldn't. Scars can come in handy. I have one myself, right above my left knee, that is a perfect map of the London Underground. Well, give him here, Hagrid. We'd better get this over with. Dumbledore took Harry in his arms and turned toward the Dursley's house. Could I say goodbye to him, sir? Asked Hagrid. He bent his great shaggy beard over Harry and gave him what must have been a very scratchy, whiskery kiss. Then suddenly Hagrid let out a howl like a wounded dog. Shh! Hissed Professor McGonagall. You'll wake the muggles. Sorry, sobbed Hagrid, taking out a large spotted handkerchief, burying his face in it. But I can't stand it. Lily and James dead. Poor little Harry left off to live with muggles. Yes, it's all very sad, but get a grip on yourself, Hagrid, or we'll be found. Professor McGonagall whispered, patting Hagrid gingerly. That's a word to use. Gingerly on the arm as Dumbledore stepped over the low garden wall and walked to the front door. He laid Harry gently on the doorstep, took a letter out of his cloak, tucked it inside Harry's blankets, and then came back to the other two. For a full minute, the three of them stood and looked over the little bundle. Hagrid's shoulders shook. Professor McGonagall blinked furiously, as the twinkling light that usually shone in Dumbledore's eyes seemed to have gone out. Well, said Dumbledore finally, that's that. We've no business staying here. We may as well go and join the celebrations. Yeah, said Hagrid in a very muffled voice. Best get this by go away. Good night, Professor McGonagall. Professor Dumbledore, sir. Wiping his steaming eyes on his jacket sleeve, Hagrid swung himself onto the motorcycle and kicked the engine into life. With a roar, it rose into the air and off into the night. I shall see you soon, I expect, Professor McGonagall, said Dumbledore, nodding to her. Professor McGonagall blew her nose in reply. Dumbledore turned and walked down the street. On the corner, he stopped and took out the silver put-outer. He clicked it once, and 12 bells of light sped back to their street lamps, so that so that Privet Drive glowed suddenly orange, and he could make out a tabby cat slinking in the corner on the other end of the street. You could just see the bundle of blankets on the step at number 4. Good luck, Harry, he murmured. He turned on his heel, and with a swish of his cloak, he was gone. A breeze under the neat hedges of Privet Drive, which lay silent and tidy under the inky sky, the very last place you would ever expect astonishing things to happen. Harry Potter rolled over inside his blanket without waking up. One small hand closed on the letter beside him, and he slept on, not knowing he was special, not knowing he was famous, not knowing he would be woken in a few hours' time by Mrs. Dursley's scream as she opened the front door to put out the milk bottles, nor that he would spend the next few weeks being prodded and pinched by his cousin Dudley. He couldn't know that at this very moment people meeting in secret all over the country were holding up their glasses and saying in hushed voices, "To Harry Potter, the boy who lived." That was chapter 1. We'll get to chapter 2 tomorrow. Eddie, I take it. You're, I can't even invite you from here. Jeez, I was reading for 30 minutes? That was a lot. So, Eddie, is it safe to expect you'll be joining? If you're still here? I'm going to look for a glider that somewhat makes sense to what I just read. But really... Ooh, wait, I have an idea.
1 sec.
Oh, I thought that was red. That's not red. Is that red? I'm gonna stick with this. Although I don't know. I guess the letter makes sense. Yeah, other than Nike, the Nikes kind of ruin it.
I'll be there shortly.
Alright, I'll be waiting. A 140. Why 32? Only 32,000 people are playing Battle Royale right now? That does not seem right. Ooh, I should probably... Yeah. They need an owl sidekick. I don't really have anything that kind of makes sense to the context of... Yeah, this guy seems like Gryffindor. Gonna give him the robes, just to... Welcome.
Hello.
Hello. So, I raised the question. Are we playing Battle Royale? Or are we playing Reload, or what are we playing?
I'm good with either.
Alright. Battle Royale's got... How does Battle Royale only have 70,000 people playing?
Mine says 53,
Mine says 69.8.
53.8.
Nearly half as
And
many people. Over half of the people,
hello.
or the value
So,
of people playing
I raised the
Battle
question.
Royale are playing Star Wars Droid Tycoon.
Yeah, the Droid Tycoon says 33,000 for me.
It says 35 for me.
I'm good with either. Which is ridiculous.
Yeah.
How does Battle Royale only have 70,000 people playing?
I guess everybody likes that Droid Tycoon. Mine says 53.
Mine says 69.8.
Yeah.
53.8.
Nearly half as many people.
Sorry, I'm gonna mute my phone
Yeah, no, you're right.
Those people playing
because it's like
Battle Royale are playing.
The delay is kind of killing me.
Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
the Joy Tycoon says 33,000 for me. How do I
We were
mute
talking
this?
about that like 30 minutes ago.
Which is ridiculous.
Battle Royale, yeah. How did Battle Royale only have 70,000 people
I guess everybody likes that Joy Tycoon. It says 53.
playing?
How did I mute? 53 playing. How did I mute the sound and it's still playing? Sorry, I'm gonna mute my phone.
You want me to mute my microphone while you get that fixed?
Those people playing
This is like,
Battle Royale are playing.
what the fuck? Delays. 3,000 for me. I don't want to mute this. All right, you need to shut up. Shut up right now. Ridiculous. Please.
Just turn your phone down.
Then I won't hear anything from. That's fine. Fuck it.
So how long you work tomorrow?
I don't.
Oh, you don't? I work tomorrow.
Yeah, I have 2 extra hours a day.
Nice. Oh yeah, that's right. You were only supposed to work. Not as long as you work. Ooh,
The hell?
I should.
I got the wrong freaking pickaxe.
I should have put on the Harry Potter emote. Yeah, whatever. This'll do. Dakota Bubba. Where to?
Um, 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 um. Coffee.
Coffee. I want to point out I spent 30 minutes reading one chapter.
It was taking a minute. I was like, man, it's a long chapter.
It was like it was only like 16 and a half pages.
Yeah, and then there was Cheddar Bob.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I'm gonna go towards the back.
I'm gonna go crane. You know, this is one of the places I wouldn't mind going 100 times.
I knocked him from all the way up here.
God damn it, Cheddar! No! Get out! Goddamn cat!
What happened?
He did the thing again. I managed to stop him before he actually got in. Alright, he's got health that I don't have. He's got like 50 though. Hey, I saw you in the lobby. See, he just tried to do it again, but he failed. Don't get me wrong, love the cat. I just don't trust him. Turtle up at 12. I have a flowberry. Oh, never mind. You don't need it.
I got one too.
Look at me.
And the pizza.
I'm stuck. I'm not stuck. I can just break the umbrella. See, like with Percy Jackson, the first chapter is very eventful. It's not just a lot of background information. Because, you know, there's the whole vaporizing pre-algebra math teacher incident.
Yeah.
And, you know, the first chapter of that's just as long, if not longer. I don't know, maybe it's shorter. I think it was only like 13. You in the mood to kill a boss today?
Boss?
Boss?
Boss.
Hey, you dropped the mythic this time. You want it?
What is it?
Mythic.
You can have it.
Sweet. Thank you.
Looks like
Rivalry's headed our way.
Rivalry's coming this way.
Probably on top of the mountain.
Right there.
Oh, never mind.
That's the rivalry too, ain't it?
Yeah. Gold pistol. Hell yeah. Yeah, there's the rivalry now. I want to point out, mythic assault rifle, gold secondary, a pizza, gray shotgun. Oh hey, there's a rift gate over there, but I'm pretty sure people are shooting at that.
Yeah, they definitely are.
Or maybe they're fighting over it. I'll fight for it. Nope, yeah, nope, they got the thing. Knocked one. Got both, got two. Fire
What'd
on
they
the
get?
mask. Fire on the mask.
Ooh, let me get that.
Found another party. Got him. Jerica
Cool.
899. Where's you, man? Yeah, you know what? Die to fall damage. Jesus. Alright, that hurt. Jerica's teammate found me. Oh. Thank you.
He went kablooey.
That hurt. A lot.
There's a pizza here. 3 of them, actually.
Yeah, that'll be enough.
And a chug jug with 200 on it.
You can carry the chug jug if you want it.
I'm carrying a pizza and a flowberry.
Yeah, I think I'll drop the pistol. Use
Make that 2 flowberries.
Nice. Oh hey, storm focus is gonna be. God, my aim sucks. Nice. So I think what I'm gonna do when I get to editing is I'll edit this stream first, and it'll be like a montage of gameplay, and it'll be like, hey, This is what happened in chapter 1, by the way, because I know you missed it. Cause this is my recap.
Yeah.
What the shieldfish? Flopper. I swear to God, if I get a shieldfish, I got a flopper. Why does this flopper look different from this flopper? You know, how about this? I'll just eat this one. I can't, never mind. Alright, so we should probably head up there. Use the fact of final storm placement before somebody else gets to it.
Where should we go? Very
Probably,
top?
yeah, very top would be best. But there are probably people there. I mean, it's always safe to assume there's going to be someone on night.
Yep, somebody's up there.
Yep. Just landed, too. If I had fists, I could probably do something with that. Purple twin hammers. Enough fists. So what do you want to do?
Take them out.
They'll never expect us.
Yeah, it's not like we're marked or anything.
You take one zipline, I'll take the other.
Okay,
Which one do you want?
ready? On three. 1, 2, 3.
Oh, they're up at the very top. Well, that was all dramatic for nothing.
I know, right?
Now I'm sad. We could break the roof to try to get up to them, but that'd be risky because you know they'll know where to aim. You realize the only way that would work is you try to go for a corner, right?
Now what?
Or I guess you could jump. You could do it like an acrobat. Just yeah, I could mantle up top there. No, I can't. I can't. I'd have to sprint jump it. Break a corner.
Ooh, we can break all corners.
Oh yeah, because then they'll fall.
Yep.
Found him.
One down.
There goes our rivalry. I got a better gun. Found the other guy. He's low. He just self-revived. No, never mind. He's gonna be good. Alright, I'm coming back up to you.
I just hit him for 63.
Nice! Like, if he wants to run, he can run. There's not many...
He's probably gonna reboot.
Pretty sure that's the only reboot van in Circle, though. Or, sorry, castle. I guess on the plus side, I got a Vector too. If we can find a 7 cluster cannon, and he tries to reboot, heavy damage, assuming we hit. You stay here, I'll start looking.
Sure. We could just blow it up.
Yeah? But, you know, we have to find one first.
I mean,
That's not a
blow
drivable
up
one.
blow up the reboot.
Yeah, you can only do that on a drivable.
Are you sure?
Pretty sure.
Yeah, I guess so.
I'm gonna mark that pizza, so I can come back and get it. But I'm also gonna
We got
throw...
a full pizza up here and a
Yeah,
half
bro.
a pizza.
Yeah, but I'm gonna throw my chug jug up there, so...
Okay.
We also have a chug jug.
So we got 7 people.
Yeah. You know it's a good sign when you've got more kills than people left in the game. Found a guy. Okay, that hurt.
I can't see you from up here. Come back.
Ow. I got fucking third-partied by the rock. Damn it!
Yeah, damn it.
Well, I didn't know the Rock and his buddy Bodie Boy from Borderlands. I think that's his name. I'm gonna call him Bodie Boy. I didn't know Bodie Boy from Borderlands and the Rock were chill like that. You know, I didn't know they were buddy-buddy. Oh, I forgot you had that. Keep in mind, they'll have to come up to you. You got the advantage. And, you know, a shit ton of heals. So,
Yeah.
worst case scenario, you could go off and go into a heal off. Just out heal them. Even though heal offs kind of suck. Hey, happy 9 o'clock, by the way.
Yay.
Oh god, season 2 ends in 28 days. I feel like the season just started. Oh, she. well, the foundation's dead, so you ain't gotta worry about him. That's a reboot van you can blow up. There you go. 75. You're gonna have to move. But you know they're gonna be on your left. On your left. They're in that area. Yeah. I just saw one on the castle jumping. Shit. Got like 20 health down there. Looks like an 80. Fall damage thing. Fall damage drop? 80? Yeah. 80 damage.
What?
Sounds like they're right below you.
How long can we make this last?
Great question. Sounds like they're on your left. Like right in that hole down to the main area. Oh no, never mind. They're damaging that floor. Yeah, they're damaging the floors below you. Yeah, it was a good attempt. Good attempt. God, that's an emote I haven't seen in a long time. That was a good attempt.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? At least Bodie Boy didn't win. At least it wasn't Bodie Boy. That's what I'm calling him now. Look, the shoes match the outfit.
There you go.
Nope. Good. Cheddar Bob is doing his zoomies. And what he does a lot of times is, like, he'll run directly into my door and open it and get under my bed in that hole that I can't get him out of because it's a queen-sized bed and I can't reach my arm that far. So he just hides in there.
Look at my ballerina.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, it stopped.
Somebody joined and left in the time we've been doing the dance. They did not like what they were seeing.
All right, your turn.
No, I didn't even mark there. We can go there. I really like that controller skin. It feels so awkward, but I love it.
You'll get used to it.
Yeah. So I told Mom about the idea, the reading and turning it into a video thing. And she looked at me with the most puzzled expression, and she went, hmm.
That's it. Just
That's it. I told Dad about it. Guess what he did?
what?
He didn't respond.
Oh.
I think he's disappointed in me. I'm joking, obviously. You know, he's the one who actually got me the Harry Potter books, so I didn't have to read his. He actually got me a beautiful set. The spines, when put together, make Harry, Ron, and Hermione riding on the back of a dragon. And I really like it. Jellyfish.
Hey, here's a Iron Pump legendary.
Ooh, hell yeah. Would you fish for it? That's exactly what you did. Man, I want a fishing rod now. There's a fishing rod. They see me fishing. Caught nothing. Fuck yeah. Cube rifle. Now my entire inventory is legendary.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. A gold iron pump, gold cube rifle, chug jug, and 4 vendetta floppers. Yo, we got Genie and Gamer to worry about. I don't think he's gonna be any hassle by the time I'm done with him. Oh my god, I have 2 chug jugs. You know what? I want an entire inventory of chug jugs. I'll be the heals guy.
That's my job.
That reminds me of a Fortnite video idea I've had for a long time called Captain Fortnite. Essentially, one of us will carry the guns. The other one carries the heals. You are not allowed to do damage in any way. That is my job. Literally. And as evidenced by that event, I can handle myself.
I know that.
Oh Jesus, somebody's actually shooting at me from above. Man, I ain't got the health for this. Squibblies rise like the tide. Yeah, fuck you and your metaphorical bullshit.
Oh shit. Squid just fucking killed me.
Get away from me, Squibbly.
Because I was paying attention to the other guy.
Get away from me, Squibbly. God! They just had to piss off Squibbly, didn't they?
Yup.
Why was Squibbly angry at us? That's not how NPCs work. Whoever
No.
damages Squibbly is usually attacked by Squibbly. We did not damage Squibbly. Or I didn't. I don't know about you. You're a different story. Oh, by the way, I have enough V-Bucks for one Mortal Kombat skin.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then 600 for something a little extra. So now I raise the question. Which one? Does Raiden come with a back? No, Raiden does. Raiden's backbone just isn't included with his pickaxe. That's
Yep.
weird. Anyway, Mortal Kombat's not the worry of today. Today is strictly Harry Potter. It's the start of arguably the biggest and best fantasy series. It's what you've got to start with if you're gonna have a channel like mine. I think what I'm gonna do, instead of doing the entire Harry Potter series, no. I'm gonna do the Harry Potter series first because those are arguably the biggest. Then probably the Hunger Games. Then Percy Jackson, because Percy Jackson is a lot of bullshit to get into. You know, you've got Percy Jackson and the Olympians, Heroes of Olympus, Trials of Apollo, Kain Chronicles, Magnus Chase. You've got the Nico D'Angelo stories. You've got the senior years, which are still being worked on, by the way. There's a third coming out at some point. When does Percy Jackson senior years 3, yearbook 3 come out? The third and final book in the Percy Jackson Senior Year Adventures trilogy is not expected to be released until 2027 or later. Rick Riordan confirmed he is delaying the book to work on other projects, including the Nico D'Angelo adventure, Court of the Dead, which is already out, by the way. I have that book. Sorry, not me ranting while giving you a peaceful hug. Thank you, Master Kai. I will cherish this. With a murder on the dance floor. Hey, why the hell do you keep getting bus driver while I'm streaming?
Man, look at all the tips I'm getting.
Oh my god, look at who's got first place in our game, in our rivalries. I'm third place, but the guy in first place has over 1,100 more than me. Latte landing?
Sure.
I can go for a coffee. I don't drink coffee, but that's besides the point. So
You
why
find a flavor you like, and if you don't like it hot, drink it cold. I mean,
the only bit of coffee I've had since taste was a sip of my Papa's French vanilla latte that I got from the gas station, and I actually really fucked with it. It was good. But, you know, that was a sip. And it was from a gas station. So, its credibility is questionable.
yeah.
I have pizza. When you're ready for it.
Okay.
I'm gonna hurt some people, though.
Heard them.
Oh, it's a gay cat. It's a turtle. Jeez. Okay, these guys are apparently cool. No, I just sucked this game. Okay, well, that was a lot. You know, it seems like since I introduced you to it, you've just been obsessed with fishing. Or, well, fishing in the video games, not real life. I'm sure you've caught plenty of fish in real life. You know what's funny?
Yep.
You know what's funny?
Sonny Hama.
Sapphire's caught more fish in real life than I have.
Oh. How do you feel about that?
I don't like it. It's not that I don't go fishing. Every time she went fishing, I went fishing. And she's caught at least 2 fish. I've never caught a fish. Or maybe I just don't have the patience to go fishing. I think I see now why my father doesn't like me. I'm joking about that too, by the way. I feel the need to specify.
Specify.
You know, you never know if he's gonna go back and watch these and be like, oh, I never said that.
Why would he think I said that?
I don't know, man. My father's weird, and I mean that not as good. I'm just saying, he's weird. Yo, I killed Quarty Boss. Is Quarty Boss as quirky as Quarty Boss seems? Or is Quarty Boss only as quirky as Quarty Boss will allow us to see as quirky?
Just don't make it quirky.
I don't know, I might actually be disappointed, I don't know. Ultramon 83. Yo, I don't know Mom was in
Oh
our
no.
game. I don't know my mother was in our game.
Oh no.
Oh, so, old friend from school reached out, right? She said, God, it's been forever since we last talked. Hey, I don't know if you told this, but the guy you told me to break up with, I got back with him because I'm stupid. And I was like, yeah, you remind me of my mother in that aspect. That's not a compliment, by the way. And she's like, oh.
Oh. Noted.
Oh, keep in mind, her mother's dead. I don't...
Oh. Damn it.
You know, I'm assuming getting compared to a mother is a compliment in her eyes. So, I felt the need to say otherwise.
Infinity Blade reforged. Over 1,000 meters away.
Yeah, so she said, gang, we have not taught... Oh, damn it. Getting shot at. Alright, we'll go back to that conversation later. Alright, so she said, and I quote, gang, we have not talked in so long. I don't know if I told you, but I broke up with Drake, but I'm back with him. I said, Cherie told me. And she said, he's actually really sweet. He just likes to play too rough. And I said, you're reminding me of my mother with Chili. That's not a compliment. She said, oh no. And then she's changed the topic entirely. Why are we the only one with semi-normal names? Because, you know, my girlfriend's name is not exactly normal.
What is it?
Cherie. I mean, I'm just saying, I've never met and or heard of a Cherie before her. Although, I guess it's not I guess that's not technically her name. That's actually her middle name. Yeah, her name's Billy.
Billy?
Billy.
It's like a boy's name, ain't it?
I don't know, Billie Eilish.
I mean, okay, I get that, but... So the nickname for Billy would be like Butch.
I guess so. Oh my god, I just killed a gay cat earlier this game. Why am I gonna have to kill another one? Man, I'm just saying, Andrew would be very disappointed in me. Andrew's an gay cat guy, by the way. Technically, I didn't even kill the gay cat this time, so... Haha, frick you, Andrew.
I helped.
And I said, I am, for lack of better words, disappointed in your judgment. And then she said, like, Chili is a name, but not really. I said nickname. And then she started asking what my mother's name was, and then she sent a picture of her dog, and I'm like, are you sending me a picture of a dog to divert my attention away from lingering disappointment? No. I said, sure. She said, I'm not. I, I don't know if you could tell, but I clearly don't believe her.
Clearly.
Clearly.
You okay?
Yeah, hold on. Alright, I'm back. I was sending her a message. I was saying, yeah, I play Fortnite on live, by the way. My father's disappointed in me. And she said, I can tell.
Uh,
I feel very insulted. I'm gonna hit the tanker. Bro's gonna be making big bucks, is what she said.
bang, bang.
I just got insulted by someone over a damn text message. My feelings are hurt.
You gotta have feelings first.
I don't have feelings.
Feelings are for the weak.
What are feelings? I want to point out I used the wrong then. I used the wrong then in the title. I used than, not... Is it than? Sorcerer Stone than Fortnite? What would that be? Would it be than or then?
Then
I don't know, actually.
CATN.
Yeah, I don't know. That sounds right. I'm almost... I think you're right. I should change that. I definitely used the wrong then. Did I can't change the name that I'm already live. Oh, I'm gonna have to live with that for the rest of my life. What are you off
Silas
to?
better watch your back.
I don't know.
I don't have eyes in the back
We,
of my head. I don't have eyes in the back of my head. I said back of my hand.
I
Why do I
mean,
have eyes in my hand? You see any eyes on my hand? Or should I be concerned? Am I like that one guy in that one movie without the eyes, but his eyes are on his palms? And he's like,
oh yeah.
ooh, I see you. Yeah. Oh, I have gold. I'm gonna spend gold. Shopping spree?
Shopping spree.
Ooh. Yeah. I bought a Thunderburst. There's definitely enough gold in here for me to get enough for a, Duffel rod, though. If I can find this chest. Oh, I'm off by 30. Actually, 23. Like, close enough. Oh, there's the chest. Public indecency, sir. Can I... Why did my shotgun only do 41 damage?
Are you trying to attract people or what?
Maybe. Maybe not. Maybe not.
We are down to 10 people.
Hey, I have a question.
Cootie Mobile?
Cootie Mobile? Is that a question?
Yeah, that's a question. I'm asking if you want to get in the Cootie Mobile.
Okay, where are you?
In the Cootie Mobile.
I'm coming. Head towards me.
So she left, and I told her she missed the Cootie Mobile, and I sent her a picture, and she said, "You're a tard." She was calling me the R word.
I got that.
Car chase. Oh God. Oh God. Nope, never mind. That. Oh no. This just got super violent. Violence is scary. Please do not hurt me, sir. Alright, fine. I'll have to hurt you first then.
Why is there 3 people there?
Because there was just a whole gang fight going on.
Please don't come back. Please don't come back.
Don't die.
Why is it still counting down?
Because you're still knocked. Oh, no, you're still in the storm. Storm will still do damage. Pizza.
Woo!
Use. Oh God, that was a horrible drop. I am in pain.
Huh?
Those guys have a good position.
Yeah.
Right up to the gas station.
I'm here. Oh, shit.
Barrels.
Yes, barrels. Sorry.
I'm fucking stuck. I can't do anything. That was bullshit. I was stuck in the animation, and I couldn't do shit.
That was my fault.
How is that your fault? You had nothing to do with a damn glitch. Or a
Well, I
bug.
shot the thing towards that, and that's when it happened.
Yeah, but it's also happened even when you didn't do that. I don't think you had anything to do with it, man. Take as much guilt as you'd like, but I'm not gonna hold you accountable for something that I don't think you had anything to do with. So I responded to "You're a tard" with "Rude. Captain Cooties is Fortnite's greatest superhero," and she said, "I mean." I feel very insulted right now. Maybe I am a disappointment.
No disappointment. I'm disappointed that you think you're disappointed.
You were disappointed that you think I'm You're disappointed that I think I'm disappointed.
Yeah, it's just disappointing.
It's disappointing that I think I'm a disappointment.
Yes.
But look at me. Look at me. There's nothing to be proud of when it comes to me. Who are you to lecture me on whether or not I'm a disappointment?
I never said you were disappointed. You did.
Okay, who are you to lecture me on telling me you're disappointed in me?
Yes.
So, I asked her, you mean what? She said, I'm not wrong. I said, about what? You're a tard. I said, how? You're a little autism. Also, goddamn, your voice got deep.
What did she do? Watch the live?
For like 3 seconds. She said, Silas, you better watch your back. And I said, hi. And she left.
Huh. Mm, banana Twinkie.
I told her in response to, also, goddamn, your voice got a little deep. I said, people who don't know better think I'm 18 plus. Oldest I got confused for was single father of 2.
Single father of 2.
That's not a joke either. I went with my stepsister to the police station so she could do legal work, and I could babysit her children while she went. And so I did that, and I was like, all right, girls, we're going back to the car. And on the way out, some random nice old Mexican lady was like, oh, so adorable. You're doing a great job, sweetie. And I was like, damn, who the fuck are you?
Doing a great job, City.
Oh, so Sapphire was in a bad mood coming home today.
Oh God, why now?
I was doing the dishes, and she walked in. I was like, "Hey, how was your day?"
And she was like, I fucking hated today.
And I was like, "Oh, okay." It took her 3 minutes to start yelling. It took her 3 minutes to start yelling. 3 minutes to start yelling at me. Oh no, I was gonna get some pizza from this building. Uh, she was telling me like, "Oh, I'm scared of growing up. I'm gonna be in high school, man. It's scary." And I was like, "Yeah, I get confused with a single father of two because I have more beard hair than Shaggy Rogers, and and I'm 5'8". What's your point?" And she said, "I have to see you." And I said, "I work tomorrow, 10 to 2. A picture, jackass." I said, me now or my height?" And she said, "You now. You're really specific and special." She's insulting me again. Remind me why I'm friends with her. Got him. Oh my god, he spent rivalry tokens on a thing. Imagine.
Ugh. You get over here, tinker.
I got the rivalry.
Alright, you just gotta come over here now. And we can hit this tanker and get out of here. You're cool.
I'm just gonna wait for this game to finish, and I'm gonna tell her I don't think so, please. I wish my aim would be a little better. Oh, I'm also pretty much out of ammo. Oh my god, how the fuck are none of you dead yet? Yeah.
That sucked. You're gonna eat another Twinkie now.
Steve, before you start swearing about your mom or something, slot live. Take that into consideration. I did upload that short today, right?
What?
I'm making sure I did upload that short today. Oh my god, it's on private. Why do I keep doing that? Why does it keep doing that? I'm not setting it to private. So stop going to private. So where to?
Coffee.
Known Pickle 420 is the guy in second place.
Hmm.
I was telling her like, no, I don't do selfies, and she's like,
Okay, trick you. You're gay. And I said, still with my girlfriend. She said, you're a really butch lesbian. I said, what? What does that mean, Eddie? I don't speak stupid. Why are 7,000 people at coffee today?
what happened to the pumpkin spice lattes over at the other coffee shop? It's a studio.
Why did I kill Evil Jonesy 12? When did, why, what? I see now that latte might not have been the smartest choice. God damn it, who the hell? What the fuck?
I'm gonna. I'll take those off of that. Thank you very much. Oh, that'll come in handy. I just got jump scared by a squid in the fucking bathroom, by the way. Like, talk about rude. Cootie Mobile. The Cootie Mobile will run you over until the Cootie Mobile has a fast. Thank you. Now we need somebody riding on top. Great at driving, by the way. That's it. Gotta pretend to not be bleeding out right now. Hey, tanker.
I'm bleeding out.
Tanker. No. Mark the tanker. Tanker.
Listening intensely. Sorry, go on. 1 sec. I'll be there shortly. Silas, better watch your back.
I don't know why, but every single message that's been in chat thus far has just been read off to me. Like, the first 6 were all in unison, but then all of a sudden it was, sorry, be there shortly. Silas, better watch your back. And cat emoji. It read off cat emoji that time. Alright, sweet. Now, not all of us are bleeding out entirely. Steve's still a little off, but he'll get over it. Ooh, cube. Oh, that's not a cube, that's a damn
The visitor,
message.
reality 0. Status, lost to the chrome.
Do you think he suffered?
In our line of work, the best we can hope for is fast and painless.
And yet, dedication such as ours is always paid in agony.
Is that all of them?
Yeah, I think so.
Here's a pizza. I don't think pizza can heal us all from mortally wounded, though. So,
Steve died.
yeah. Well, and us all, even you and I. Yeah. And big pot. I'm gonna head over to the reboot van so we can get Steve up. Wee. That might come in handy. Well, missed all of those. Alright, well, looks like we're gonna have some fun. Again. Do I still have Steve muted, or is he just being really quiet? Oh, no, I had him muted. I had him muted. Cool. That's a lie. I didn't have him muted. People. Got him. Oh my god, that was Known Pickle. Yeah, go Twin Hammers, Purple Nemesis.
I'm good.
Alright.
I actually have a gold twin hammers.
Nice. Do you have a Purple
And
Nemesis?
purple nemesis.
Oh, damn. Okay. Well, way to flex. Rude.
Flex.
Not really rude, but still. Didn't you just kill a Bugs Bunny earlier?
I don't know.
I don't think they were the same guy, but still. I'm seeing a lot of recurring skins today.
Everybody's in unison, I guess.
Maybe. Or maybe we're just running into the same people over and over and over and over again. That's what I'm gonna choose to believe. Oh, Steve's getting into trouble again.
No, he got the guy down.
I don't know, I don't see no guy. I don't hear shots. I think Steve's wounded. He needs our help, Eddie. Our help is Hey, look, never mind, I'm just crazy. Damn it! Alright, I've got work tomorrow. I've been live nearly like 2 hours, so This is me
Yeah, has
signing
it been
off.
that long?
I mean, well, I read for 30 minutes.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
So
Reading is
it's like, is it 10 o'clock now?
it's 9:57.
Yeah, I called that.
Pretty much, yeah. Yeah, well, this has been getting off. Goodbye to two
Alrighty,
random
good night.
people, probably one of which is an Eddie. Goodbye.